Hepatobiliary system. Hepatobiliary system is a system which composes of liver, gallbladder and bile ducts. The liver produces and secretes bile which is stored in the gallbladder. The bile is released through passageways called bile ducts into the bowel to help digest fat and carry away waste. Major components involved in the systems is liver, gallbladder and pancreas. Liver, the largest gland in the body which produces bile. Gallbladder, the function is to store the bile which is produced from the liver. Pancreas secretes enzymes into the bile system via the pancreatic ducts. Functions of the biliary system: draining the waste products from the liver into the duodenum, secreting bile in a controlled released manner, transporting bile and pancreatic juices to help break down food in a small intestine. Bile secreted in the system is conducted through something called as bile tree. It refers to the integrated system of ducts of liver, gallbladder and pancreas and how they work together to make, store and secrete bile. What is bile? Bile is a greenish brown thick substance produced in the liver and stored in the gallbladder. It is made from water, bile acids, cholesterol, phospholipids, bile pigments such as bilirubin and electrolytes. It is important in enabling the body to digest and absorb fats and fat-soluble vitamins like vitamin D and vitamin K. Transportation of bile. Bile is made in the liver cells and flows from the liver into the system of the ducts located inside and outside the liver. These ducts functions to collect the bile. Once collected, the bile travels to the right and left hepatic duct. It then flows from the right and left hepatic duct into the common hepatic duct, then into the cystic duct which is connected to the gallbladder. From the cystic duct, the bile flows into the common bile duct. The common bile duct is located where the common hepatic duct and the cystic duct joins. It runs from the liver through the pancreas and into the duodenum. The lower position of the CBD joins the pancreatic duct before entering the duodenum. This is where the pancreatic juices containing digestive enzymes enter the biliary system. Bile is exerted into the duodenum through the muscular opening called as the sphincter of Oddi. The sphincter of Oddi relaxes to allow the bile to enter the duodenum. Once the bile enters the duodenum, it begins to break down indigested fats. Only half of the bile ends up in the duodenum while the other half travels into the gallbladder through the common bile duct. The bile received by the gallbladder is stored in the gallbladder for further use. Once it's stored in the gallbladder, it isn't released until a large meal is eaten and hormone called cholecytokinin is secreted. This hormone stimulates the release of bile and begin the process of breaking down of fats. What happens in the duodenum? These fats are broken down by lipids with the help of bile into di and monoglycerides and again into more simpler form like fatty acids and glycerol. Fatty acids and glycerol being insoluble cannot be absorbed into the blood. They are first incorporated into small droplets called as micelles, which moves into the intestinal mucosa. They are reinformed into very small protein-coated fat globules called as the chylomicrons, which are transported into the lymph vessels in the villi. This lymph vessels ultimately releases and absorbs substances into the bloodstream. Thank you.